a president into giving them some concessions. I will not negotiate on anything when it comes to the full faith and credit of the United States of America. We're not going to submit to this kind of total irresponsibility. Congress needs to pay our bills on time. Congress needs to pass a budget on time. Congress needs to put an end to governing from crisis to crisis.
I agree.
CrossroadsIRL.com.
So here's Barack Obama in 2013 giving some beautiful, wise, sound advice that tell me in the comment section if you think the Democrats should be paying attention to this. Let's go.
The normal processes and procedures of a democracy.
Oh, sorry.
If Republicans do not like the law, they can go through the regular channels and processes to try to change it. That's why we have elections.
Yep.
So they can go through the normal processes and procedures of a democracy, but you do not threaten the full faith and credit of the United States of America. Shutting down the government just because you don't like a law that was passed. I have to say, no Congress before this one has ever in history been irresponsible enough to threaten an economic shutdown.
Well, I hope that the Democrats are listening to this, and I hope that they are as excited to promote this way of thinking for the current situation that they themselves are pushing. The Democrats have said, if you don't give us 1.3 trillion and walk back the bill, the one big, beautiful bill that we all voted on and signed off on, then we're not going to reopen the government. Barack Obama is talking to the Democrat Party here. Can't you hear him talking to them through the years and saying, hey guys, stop doing that?
To suggest America not pay its bills just to try to blackmail a president into giving them some concessions. I will not negotiate on anything when it comes to the full faith and credit of the United States of America. We're not going to submit to this kind of total irresponsibility. Congress needs to pay our bills on time. Congress needs to pass a budget on time. Congress needs to put an end to governing from crisis to crisis.
I agree. Don't you agree? Let me know in the chat. So the Barack Obama, when it comes to the Democrats, they're really good at letting you know how things should be. And then when it's their turn to do things the way things should be, they decide to change the rules because they don't like the rules. Okay, so let's hear Hakeem Jeffries. All right, Hakeem Jeffries wants to be Obama, but he can't be Obama. He tries. Okay, we see you, Hakeem Jeffries. We see the efforts that you're trying to make, but you can't be Obama. So Caitlin Collins interviews him, asking him because they've been saying that the Republicans haven't reached out, the Republicans haven't tried to negotiate in order to reopen the government. Let's see if that's true.
Said that Mike Johnson's not willing to sit down and have a conversation. Y'all did have a phone conversation, I believe you said earlier today. Who initiated that call? Was that you or was that Speaker Johnson?
It was a call from Mike Johnson. It was very brief, and it wasn't a substantive discussion in terms of finding a path forward.
Come on. First of all, you say they're not willing to sit and have a conversation. And then when you're caught out on that lie, you try to water it down to say it wasn't that substantive. But so who reached out? The people you say don't want to negotiate. The people you say don't want to talk about a middle ground that works for the American people to reopen the government. No, you're trying to water down the impact of the fact that, one, you lied. And second, you're trying to say that call wasn't important. Mike Johnson is a busy guy. He wouldn't be calling you to find out when the next episode of your favorite TV show will be airing. That's not, if you say something isn't substantive, but it was a business call, okay, it was the Congress business that was being discussed, it is substantive. So Hakeem Jeffries yet again trying to deflect on what we all know. You know it, I know it. They are trying very hard to make out the Republicans to be the bad guys. Now, the Republicans have their issues, and I've mentioned their issues before. But when we see these blatant contradictions happening and playing out in real time, okay, we have to call it out.
But was he calling to talk about the government shutdown?
I mean, you could say that was in the ballpark, but it was a private conversation that will remain private. However, nothing meaningful came out of it. Again, because Donald Trump has not given Mike Johnson permission to enter into a bipartisan negotiation. Caitlin, I mean, House Republicans have been literally on vacation for the last 5 weeks. They've canceled votes 5 consecutive weeks in a row. They are uninterested in doing anything other than jamming their partisan Republican spending bill down the throats of the American.
That's not true. First off, you guys sent everyone on holiday by shutting down the government. Second of all, the Republicans have called for 12 votes at least, maybe more. And you guys have voted not to reopen the government every single time. So can't you see the contradiction to this statement? Now, even if you're a Democrat, okay, you don't silence your conscience. I mean, the voice of your conscience right now is screaming out loud, saying to you, there's something wrong, he's lying, okay, and he needs to tell the truth. They have to reopen the government, but they don't want to because they see this as leverage. Remember, Obama said you shouldn't hold the American people hostage, but that's exactly what the Democrats have been doing.
People, and as Democrats, we've made clear we will not support a partisan Republican spending bill that continues to gut the health care of the American people. Period. Full stop.
All right, but it wasn't a Republican spending bill. It was a continuing resolution bill. That means what you guys have been doing all the way from the Biden administration, carried forward. And this same spending bill was voted on earlier in the year. So they didn't put in anything foreign from what you guys wrote into the continuing resolution before President Trump took office. They depend on the ignorance of the American people, of the global population, counting me. You know, they think that if they tell enough lies, say enough things, look into the camera and look outraged, we will believe that they are not the problem, but that the Republicans are the problem. The CR, the continuing resolution, is a Democrat spending bill. There's nothing in there. Now, let's watch this other representative claim that the CR has Republican bloat included in it, and watch her fall flat on her face.
They did have a clean CR vote on September 19th in the House. Did you vote for it?
I disagree with your characterization and want to make sure that we're very clear about what Republicans have been doing. Any bill that they've put forth, they've always had some extra stuff to it. There's always been a poison pill to it. So I disagree with your characterization.
She's trying to say that this bill has a poison pill. It hasn't been touched. That's why it's called a clean CR. It's a clean CR. Nothing was included. It's a spending bill to keep government open, to keep government workers, federal workers paid. Nothing was added by the Republicans. She's trying to claim that a clean CR has additional fat included by the Republican Party. If it had additional fat included, it wouldn't be a clean CR. You see how she's trying very hard to dodge the question and make it look like the Republicans are the problem. That's what the Democrats have been doing.
Poison pills of the clean CR, or the continuing resolution, you say it's not clean, that was voted on in the House in mid-September.
Here's what's important. I think what you're trying to do is shift the responsibility to Democrats.
No, what you're trying to do is shift the responsibility to the Republicans. The clean CR is a product of the Democrat-led government. It's just being carried forward. All right, you watching right now, okay, if this is exactly what it is, why should the Democrats continue to keep the government closed? All right, I'm going to ask you that question, so let me know in the comment section.
Subscribe.
Thanks for watching, liking, and sharing this video. Please subscribe, leave a super thank, and join my membership to keep me doing this. A huge thank you to my supporters listed on the screen. Thank you for your donations and membership.
Thanks for watching.